This Hollywood actor gave away millions to his co-workers, helped strangers at the airport, cleaned up, spilled coffee on set, and even spent 8 hours talking to families at a charity without telling a single soul. Today, we're counting down even more mind-blowing reasons why Keanu Reeves might be the nicest human on Earth. Let's start with something truly unbelievable. Keanu Reeves once gave away 90% of his earnings from the Matrix sequels. Yeah, you heard that right. Most people wouldn't give up a dollar without a second thought, but Keanu gave up millions. Here's what happened. After The Matrix became a massive box office hit, the sequels, Reloaded and Revolutions, came with a monster paycheck for Keanu, reportedly over $70 million. But instead of cashing in like most A-list stars would, Keanu did something unheard of. He looked at the people who made the films possible behind the scenes. The makeup artists, the stunt crew, the visual effects team, the costume designers, and decided they deserved more. He believed they were the true heroes who brought the world of The Matrix to life. The bullet time shots, the epic slow-motion scenes, the complex digital effects, all them. And so, he quietly redirected a whopping $60+ million to these unsung heroes. No social media post, no cameras, no announcement at a press event. He didn't even mention it in interviews for years. It only came out because someone else on the crew leaked it much later. But giving away millions isn't the only thing Keanu's done that'll leave you speechless. Across different cities, from Los Angeles to New York, fans have witnessed Keanu doing something most celebrities wouldn't even think of: sitting down and spending time with homeless individuals. Not for photos, not for applause, just because it's who he is. One now famous story took place in 1998. A passerby spotted Keanu sitting on the sidewalk in West Hollywood next to a homeless man. But he wasn't just handing him money and walking away, he was talking, laughing, and sharing snacks with him. For nearly an hour, they shared food and drinks from a paper bag, chatted like old friends, and even exchanged stories. Keanu wasn't acting like a celebrity. He was just being a decent human being. And here's the best part. This was long before smartphones and social media. There was no going viral. It was just real. Years later, in another city, a witness said they saw Keanu buy lunch for a homeless woman, then sit beside her and eat too. When someone approached him and asked what he was doing, he reportedly smiled and said, "Just having a meal with someone," like it was the most normal thing in the world. Now, if you think that was touching, wait till you hear what he did during a simple coffee spill on set. Back in 2021, while working on set for one of his films, a small accident happened during a break. A young crew member, probably new and nervous, accidentally knocked over a coffee tray, spilling hot drinks all over the floor and nearby cables. Everyone froze. You could feel the tension. The crew member panicked, immediately dropping to the floor to clean it up, clearly embarrassed and scared they just ruined something important. People started whispering. Some looked annoyed. And then Keanu stepped in. Not with a lecture, not with a sigh, but with a soft voice and a towel in his hand. Keanu walked over, knelt down on the floor, and started wiping up the spill right alongside the crew member. No hesitation, no concern about getting his hands dirty. He even smiled and said, "Let's make this place sparkle." Yeah, the room went quiet, not out of awkwardness, but out of respect. People stood there in disbelief as the biggest name on the set helped clean up a coffee mess like it was no big deal. He didn't care about status. He didn't act like he was above it. He just saw someone struggling and helped. Still think celebrities don't get their hands dirty? Just wait till you hear what he did before filming even started. That's exactly what happened during the filming of Bill and Ted Face the Music in 2019. While most stars show up after everything's ready, lights set, cameras prepped, coffee delivered, Keanu Reeves did the opposite. He showed up hours early, not to rehearse lines, not to warm up for a scene, but to help. He walked onto set, grabbed a dolly, and started carrying props, moving light stands, and helping set up scenes, shoulder to shoulder with the crew. The production team was shocked. One assistant said they thought he was lost at first. No one expects Keanu Reeves to be there before the crew, they said, and definitely not doing manual labor. But Keanu wasn't doing it to prove anything. He wasn't filming it for his social media followers. He didn't even tell anyone he was coming early. He just showed up, quiet, focused, ready to work. When a crew member finally asked him why he was helping move equipment, something totally outside his job, Keanu simply said, "If I'm going to be part of the movie, I'm going to be part of all of it." Now let's talk about how Keanu treats his fans, especially when no one's watching. During one of his movie shoots, a young woman working near the set had a favorite book she thought Keanu might enjoy. She was a huge fan, but too shy to approach him directly. So, she left the book outside his trailer with a little sticky note that said, "For Keanu, if you ever find time." She didn't expect anything back. In fact, she figured the book might get tossed or ignored. After all, celebrities are busy, and fan gifts often get filtered through assistants or security. But the next morning, she walked past the trailer and noticed the book was gone. Her heart sank. Maybe someone just threw it away. Then something incredible happened. Later that day, when she returned to her workstation, the same book was waiting for her. Only now, it wasn't the same. Inside the front cover was Keanu's signature, along with a handwritten note. It read, "Thank you for the gift. I read the first few chapters last night. It's really good. You've got great taste. Keep reading, always. Keanu." And if that warmed your heart, this next one will show you just how far Keanu goes for total strangers. This happened at a quiet children's cancer fundraiser in a suburban community center. Not some glitzy Hollywood gala. The organizers invited Keanu as a long shot, hoping he might send a signed item or record a quick video. To everyone's surprise, he showed up in person. But what's more amazing is what he did after he arrived. Most celebrities at these kinds of events make a quick appearance, smile for the cameras, shake a few hands, pose with a few kids, and then they're gone in 30 minutes. It's not that they don't care. It's just that they're busy. They're on tight schedules. Every minute is managed. But Keanu? He canceled his evening plans. He stayed for 8 hours straight. He walked from table to table, spoke to every family individually, asked about their kids, signed autographs, listened to stories, and never once looked at the clock. He sat on the floor with a toddler too weak to stand. He held the hand of a mom who was trying not to cry. He laughed with kids who had tubes in their arms. He hugged dads who hadn't smiled in days. And here's the part that truly sets him apart. Keanu asked the organizers not to take photos or videos during his time there. He didn't want the moment to become a social media post or a headline. You'd think that's as good as it gets. But then there's the time Keanu turned a boring airport delay into something unforgettable. In 2022, a flight out of LAX was delayed due to unexpected weather issues. Passengers were annoyed, stressed, and exhausted. People were pacing around, looking at the screens, and complaining to airline staff. Then someone noticed a familiar face near gate 34. Wearing a backpack, sipping coffee, and casually scrolling on his phone was none other than Keanu Reeves. And no, he wasn't tucked away in a private lounge or escorted by a team of assistants. He was in the terminal, just like everybody else. Instead of flying private, Keanu was booked on a commercial flight. But the real surprise? What he did while he was stranded. He chatted with fans in line, thanking them for their kind words and asking them questions in return. He bought snacks for a few restless kids, including a little boy who couldn't stop bouncing in his seat. And when he noticed an elderly couple struggling with their luggage, he stepped in quietly, carrying their bags without being asked. A fellow passenger snapped a photo from a respectful distance, and the image later went viral. Not because Keanu looked like a star, but because he looked like a good person. Relaxed, helpful, kind. At one point, someone nervously approached him and said, "I can't believe you're not on a private jet right now." Keanu smiled and replied, "Sometimes it's good to just be with people." That's the thing. He didn't act like he was doing anyone a favor. He just existed like a normal guy, a really kind one. But this next story, it didn't make the news. It wasn't caught on camera. And yet, it might be the most beautiful one of all. A young woman once shared a quiet, powerful moment she had with Keanu Reeves on her personal blog. It wasn't at a red carpet event. It wasn't at Comic-Con. It was at a bookstore. She had just lost her father. The pain was fresh, That type of pain that turns the world blurry and makes even simple things, like walking into a store, feel impossible. She wandered into a small bookstore near her neighborhood, hoping to distract herself for a few minutes. But once inside, she broke down in the corner between two dusty shelves. She didn't sob loudly. She wasn't trying to draw attention. Just silent tears, grief leaking through the cracks. And that's when she heard a soft voice say, "Are you okay?" She looked up, and it was Keanu Reeves. She was stunned, not because he was famous, but because he had noticed. While others walked past pretending not to see her, Keanu didn't. He gently sat down nearby, not invading her space, not pushing, just quietly being there. She told him her dad had passed a week ago. Keanu listened, really listened. They spoke for nearly 20 minutes about grief, about how sometimes books feel like old friends, about how it's okay to feel broken. There were no selfies, no signatures, no "I met a celebrity" bragging rights. Just a deeply human moment. One soul seeing another soul, and sitting with them in their pain. Before he left, Keanu told her, "I'm really sorry you're going through this. You're not alone." Then he smiled, gave a small wave, and walked out of the store, leaving her not with a photo, but with peace. Which story shocked you the most? Drop it in the comments. And if you believe in kindness, go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe for more heartwarming stories just like this.